Hey guys, what's good? Here we are again. Been a long time. COVID took the wind out of my sails as far as testing shoes goes. Didn't have basketball courts nearby that were open to the public, but got a bunch of shoes to review now. So I'm using this format, which I was going to reserve for shoes I didn't necessarily like. Since I got a backlog, I'll use this for now because it's really quick. This pair from Anta, I really liked. It's one of the favorites out of shoes that I've tried recently. Those of you who watched the unboxing video will recognize these. This is a sick pair to play in. I've put in maybe 30 hours into this pair, and I'll just quickly go over some of the things that I really liked, stuff that stuck out. First of all, Anta, in some of their budget or outdoor shoes, they use this A-Shock foam. Probably similar to like a Nike Phylon or an Adidas Bounce. Always good. I've never tried an Anta pair that uses this foam that isn't super comfy, especially for the price you pay. These shoes cost me like $35. Don't know if you can tell there's quite a bit of give. The A-Shock foam is always interesting in that it feels stiff when you first try the shoe on, every single time. They didn't really seem to break in. That first 5 minutes always feels kind of cementy, you know, not like a shoe you're going to enjoy playing in. And then after about 5 minutes, it sort of softens up and you get a real nice bounce, especially in the heel. Forefoot didn't have a ton of foam. We can't see it here because it's covered by the outsole, which wraps up all around the forefoot. There's a fair bit of cushion in there, but not so much that you feel unstable. Just enough to cushion some of your jumps and landings. The heel is really where you can sink into that bit of bouncy feeling. If you wanted to compare it to one of the big brands in terms of the cushion, this feels a lot like the Dame 2, which had a really nice bounce setup. So yeah, cushion was great. Gotta love it. Traction, you can see here now, this is worn down. But like I said, that's after 30 hours. And might have even been a little bit more than that. But the cool thing is, even though this is smooth, this is still really grippy. So I've been playing in these well past the point where the traction was starting to show some wear. Never bothered me at all. Doesn't slide, doesn't slip, stops whenever you want it to stop. Can't complain. So traction, yeah, not the most durable. You can see there these grooves on the back that haven't worn down. They're not super duper raised. They're not really deep grooves. And I think that rubber was actually pretty soft. But if it still sticks, I really don't mind too much. Durability issues, there were a couple. You can see the glue is starting to separate here a little bit. Some of the workmanship, it's not top notch. Didn't notice that in the unboxing, but you can see there's a bit of extra glue there, but nothing that would drive me crazy. The material of the upper has really held its shape, hasn't torn. I don't do a ton of toe drags, but you can see there, that's probably the result of a bit of a toe drag, and that's peeling away a little bit. So nothing crazy. When I say 30 hours, that's probably like playing 2 or 3 times a week for maybe a couple of months. Haven't thought that through, that math might be really shoddy. I'll clarify in the comments if I have to. But yeah, durability, workmanship, those are the negatives. Other than that, like I said, the upper was pretty solid. This is seemingly a textile upper, but it is backed underneath with a sort of neoprene backing. So breathability wasn't amazing, but it wasn't terrible either. Some shoes, your foot comes out wrinkly like you've been in the bath. This wasn't one of those. In terms of the tongue, I really liked that it's got these straps on the inside. I'm not sure if I can show you here, but they go right down to the sole, the insole, just under the insole. So what that means is the tongue didn't slip around a lot, especially when you play. I hate it when the tongue gets stuck over on the side and then the laces start digging into your shoe, into your foot and your sock. No problem with that. Also nice generous tongue, made taking the shoes off, putting them on really easy. Stability wise, I wasn't sure if this basically lack of an outrigger was going to make this shoe feel really unstable. But this was a nice flat surface to play on, fairly flat, and I never felt tippy or anything at all. So that was really good. Never had any issues with landing and feeling like I was going to fall on my side. So all in all, this is, I would say, a great example of what Anta does really well. Good cushion within that budget price point range, decent traction that's sticky, and a nice comfortable shoe to play in. Doesn't have some of the features that you might look for in like a more expensive shoe. Doesn't have a ton of sculpting around the heel. Workmanship is not top notch like I was saying. Breathability isn't top notch, but you can't complain. I would play in this shoe and love my time playing in the shoe. I always had this in my bag as a backup when I was trying out other shoes. It's always a good sign. Any shoe that makes it into my bag as a backup is a shoe I can just slip on and play in without worrying about anything at all. A-Shock foam, that's where it's at. Anta's got to be one of the best out there from the China brands for good, solid foam setups. So, great shoe, 10 out of 10 would recommend. Can't go wrong for that price. Alright guys, so I got a bunch more reviews coming because, like I said, I've got a backlog. Gonna wrap this one up now. Let me know what you think of these shoes down in the comments below. Leave that like, you know I love it. And I'll catch you in the next one really soon.